American and French forces began to push hard from the west and southwest. The Earthquakers and part of the 8th Army under General Montgomery were driving from the east and southeast. One of the many objectives to be destroyed was the Nazi airfield at El Mou in the city of Sfax. From Medellin, almost 100 miles away, the Earthquakers made their plans. Cautious, laborious plans, since bombing and destroying enemy airfields and bases are not accomplished 1, 2, 3. Countless briefings and interrogations were held. Areas were mapped out down to feet and inches, so the targets might be clearly determined. These are no longer young Americans at play on a sightseeing tour. They're soldiers, part of the Army Air Forces. Before you can ride camels and donkeys, you've got to move in and take over. That is, if the camels and donkeys happen to be in enemy territory. Day after day, they flew combat missions with systematic plans for destruction. This was what they had been trained for. This was what they had known they were meant to do. And now, the bombs and bullets were headed where they belonged. Headed for enemy airdromes and tank corps and German panzer divisions. A steady, monotonous, relentless job, devoid of comfort and filled with danger. Puffs of black smoke or flak bursting around them. Deadly, vicious flak. bombing like that, precision bombing, went on day after day with machine-like regularity. Yes, there were losses, plenty of them. Some ships never made it back to base, and some got there with the fuselage torn almost in half, or the landing gear blown away. For the men waiting on the ground, there's the constant fear that the next landing may be a crash landing. Ambulance crews are on the alert. In this ship, there's a pilot with both legs shot away, but he's still trying to bring that plane in. The last thing he did in his lifetime, but he brought her in.
Et videntes vident lapides revolvitus est quia magnum est. Impediorum baptismam remissionem peccatorum et expecto resurrectionem mortuorum et vitam venturi seculi. Amen. Dominus vobiscum.
There's a time for battle and a time for prayer. Last Easter Sunday, our boys were fighting on the sands of Africa, thousands of miles from their homes, from those they love and those who love them. These are the conquerors of Africa, the men who followed in the footsteps of the Roman legions and the savage Huns of another era and of today. Yet they want no loot, no stolen world, but a free world for all men. They have made no conquest. Without conquest, they have won the hearts and minds of men. They want no Superman, but a race of all peoples, united in a common aim. This is their prayer. Peace on earth. Peace with Victor.